Привit! My name is Leanne Kumka, and I'm the president of the Fort McMurray Ukrainian Cultural Society. We operate the Fort McMurray Aurora Ukrainian Dancers. We are very excited to be back on stage here this year presenting some of our dances that our dancers have been working on. We have been in town since 1979 and have over 43 dancers this year. Today we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the costumes and the background for the costumes that you'll see and some of the steps in the dances. First, we have Emily, who's here in our Hutsul region. The Hutsul region is in the west of Ukraine. It's up in the mountains and known for forestry and wood carving. So often you'll see lots of handicrafts related to wood. Also with their costumes and their dances, it's very light, quick steps, mostly because it is in the mountains. You're trying to stay a little bit warmer and dance around items that are around the mountains. The costumes tend to be in very bright orange and greens. They will have lots of hand embroidery on them, on the blouses and the slips. One of the really interesting things about the costumes is from the Hutsul region is they'll wear postali. So I've got a pair and Emily is wearing a pair on her feet. They're made of leather because the Hutsuls will also have sheep, and so you'll end up with some leather, and they are often stamped with intricate patterns on the shoes. Thank you, Emily. Next we have Addison. She is wearing a costume from Bukovina. Bukovina is very far west in Ukraine. It borders on the Romanian border. So often in the dances, you'll see some influences from adjacent countries like Romania. The costumes are very bright. The steps are very syncopated, so you'll get lots of stamping and motion throughout the dances. There is headpieces that often will add a little bit of height to the top, and there will be some ribbons that hang down from it. The Bukovina region, there is quite a number of families who come from the Bukovina region who immigrated into Canada in the early 1900s. So you'll see a lot of families and influence in Canadian Ukrainian dance from that area. Next, we have a few costumes from the Thank you, Addison. Next, we have a few costumes from the Central region. The Central region, or Pultava, is what you will most often see when you see costumes or performances on stage. We have some costumes for a boy and a girl, and they're often very bright. The boys' pants are very loose because they do a lot of bending, kicking, acrobatics as they're dancing. The girls, of course, will wear very similar costumes. There's a lot of hand embroidery with different floral motifs that will be on the costumes. The girls will often wear red ballet shoes as they're beginning. Boys will wear black ballet shoes. As they graduate and get to be older dancers, you'll often see men wearing black boots. And of course, the women will graduate into red boots. With some of the costumes as well, the costume that I'm wearing, you'll often see in the hopak. It is known as the state dance, and you'll see often the costumes, they're quite intricate with lots of details to them. With some of the headpieces that we see in the region, often the girls will wear the vinok. So the vinok is often decorated with flowers and a number of different colored ribbons. The flowers and ribbons all have symbols. So often a girl and her mother or grandmother, aunts and sisters will put these together to share and to celebrate some of their virtues. As a woman would get married, she would often hang up her vinok and not wear it any longer. So you often will see women who will wear either a scarf or a headpiece as they are older in the community, but they'll still often cover their heads once married. So the only other piece that I wanted to share today too is a dress that's got a little bit of vyshyvanki embroidery on it. So the vyshyvanki is usually handmade, and you'll see them either in dress form or in a shirt form. and people will wear them. They're often embroidered with different patterns, symbols, to tell a story or to share a little bit of the family's history, and they're always very intricate and exciting to see. So I hope I shared some interesting facts with you today, and thank you for tuning into the Multicultural Society's Multicultural Days, and thank you to Greg Kalinda for videoing for us today, and we look forward to sharing with all of our friends and family. Thank you.